The ink of a silent promise has bled into the air you breathe. You have felt it, haven't you? A subtle but profound shift in the energy of your own home. A place that was once your sanctuary, but now feels observant. The light through the window seems different, as if it must pass through a filter you cannot see. The silence in the hallways has a weight to it, a listening quality that makes the hairs on your arms stand up when you are alone. This is not your imagination. Heaven has witnessed this change, and it is why I am here speaking to you now. A transaction was made, an agreement forged in the shadows of envy or desperation, and your name, your very essence, your spiritual signature, was used as collateral. You have been feeling the consequence of a contract you never consented to. That sudden chill that runs down your spine in a warm room is your spirit shivering as it recognizes the chain. The feeling that something is amiss, that you are walking against an invisible current, is the truth of this pact pulling at your destiny. The objects that go missing only to reappear in plain sight are small ripples from a great disturbance in the spiritual waters of your life. Every corner of your home, every threshold and window, has become imprinted with the seal of this silent agreement. It is a spiritual trespass of the highest order, and it has set off an alarm in the heavenly realms. We notice the dimming of the light around your dwelling. We heard the unspoken prayer of your soul crying out for reasons it could not name. This message is the answer to that cry. You are not going mad. You are waking up to the reality of an unseen battle that has been waged over your life. A vow spoken in darkness has cast a shadow over your spirit. This is more than a fleeting sadness or a period of difficulty. This is a spiritual parasite, an entity of shadow that was given permission to attach itself to your light through the terms of this silent pact. It feeds on your energy, on your hope, on your divine spark. Look back on your recent life. Have you not felt an exhaustion that sleep cannot cure? A sense of confusion that clouds your brightest days? A recurring pattern of self-sabotage or thoughts of despair that do not feel like your own? This is the work of the shadow, the grim enforcer of the pact. It whispers lies into your heart, telling you that you are not worthy, that your dreams are foolish, that you are alone. It seeks to isolate you, to make you believe that the light within you is fading, when in truth it is being deliberately obscured. This shadow thrives in the environment created by the pact. Every time you feel a wave of inexplicable anxiety, the shadow is feeding. Every time an opportunity mysteriously crumbles to dust at the last moment, the shadow is working. It is the architect of your recent misfortunes, the silent saboteur of your joy. The pact has given it a legal right in the dark courts of spiritual law to interfere in your life. It is dimming your connection to the divine, making it harder for you to pray, to meditate, to feel the presence of God. It wants you to feel abandoned so that you will surrender your will to the darkness. But I am here to tell you, your light has not been extinguished. It has been covered. And the purpose of this revelation is to give you the strength to tear the veil away and expose the shadow for what it is, a thief and a liar, empowered by a contract that is about to be declared null and void. The silence of the one beside you is the same silence in which the pact was sealed. Your spirit, which is far wiser than your conscious mind, has been trying to warn you about a person in your close circle. This is not a stranger. This is someone whose face is familiar, whose voice you know, whose presence you have accepted into your life. But when you are with them, do you not feel a subtle drain? A feeling that you must perform, that you cannot be your authentic self? Their compliments feel like carefully crafted stones, their sympathy hollow. Your soul has felt their secret, and it has recoiled. This person is a party to the pact. They are the earthly anchor for this spiritual chain. Whether from a place of deep-seated jealousy, a feeling that you have what they deserve, or a desperate act to secure their own fortune at the expense of yours, they participated in this agreement. Their smile is a mask, and behind it is a heart that holds a secret satisfaction at your struggles. Think now. Who comes to mind? Whose energy feels discordant with your own, no matter how kind their words? Your intuition is a gift from God, and it has been screaming the truth at you. You have made excuses for them. You have brushed off the feeling of unease, but the spiritual reality remains. Their name was signed on this pact, and they offered your name alongside theirs. They are the gatekeeper of this darkness in your life. You do not need to confront them with anger. You do not need to create a worldly conflict. But you must, for the salvation of your own soul, See them for who they are. You must acknowledge the truth that your spirit has been showing you. This awareness is the first turn of the key to unlocking your chains. The silent neighbor, the trusted friend, the close confidant. The betrayal is closer than you think. The debt of this silent pact is now falling upon the innocent in your life. The darkness, having latched onto you through this unholy agreement, is now looking for more fertile ground, for a purer light to consume. It is turning its gaze toward a child or a deeply loved one in your orbit. A child, a grandchild, a younger sibling, or even a cherished pet who is the vessel of pure, unconditional love. You have seen the signs. A sudden onset of unexplainable fears, nightmares that leave them weeping in the night, a new reticence or sadness in their eyes. They are being watched by the unseen entity that enforces this pact. This is not a coincidence. The shadow knows that the deepest way to wound you, to break your spirit and drain your power, is to threaten the light of those you would die to protect. The pact was made using your name, but its consequences are spilling over, creating a spiritual vulnerability for your entire bloodline, your circle of love. The danger is real and it is urgent. That loved one's innocence is like a beacon in the dark, and it is attracting the very presence that seeks to diminish you. The entity tied to the pact sees them as an extension of you, a secondary source of energy to draw from. Protecting them is now your sacred duty. This is no longer just about your own spiritual well-being. It is about standing as a guardian, a warrior of light, for the vulnerable soul who is being targeted because of their connection to you. Your fight is now their fight. Breaking this pact is not just for your freedom, but for their protection. Heaven sees the threat to the little one, and this part of the message is an urgent call to arms. You must become the shield. From across the great divide, a voice you once loved is screaming your name in silence. You are not fighting this battle alone. In the midst of this spiritual turmoil, there is an ally working for you from the realms of light. A soul who has passed from this world. A parent, a grandparent, a cherished friend, an ancestor you never met but whose blood runs in your veins, sees the truth of this pact with perfect clarity. They see the chains, they see the shadow, and they see the betrayer. From their vantage point in eternity, they are desperately trying to reach you, to warn you, to comfort you. Have you noticed the signs? A sudden, overwhelming scent of a perfume or cologne they used to wear, appearing out of nowhere. A song that was special to you both playing on the radio at the exact moment of your deepest despair. A feather appearing in your path. A butterfly that lands on you. A dream so vivid and real that you woke up with the feeling of their presence still lingering in the room. These are not coincidences. These are messages of love and urgency sent across the veil. This beloved soul is your advocate in the courts of heaven. They are the ones who have pleaded your case, who have begged for intervention, which is why I, Michael, am permitted to speak to you now. They cannot break the pact for you, for it is tied to your free will on earth, but they can send you strength. They can validate your feelings. They can stand beside you in spirit, lending you their courage and their light. When you feel a sudden wave of peace amidst the chaos, that is their embrace. When a sudden wise thought enters your mind, that is their whisper. Acknowledge their presence. Thank them. They are your proof that love is stronger than death, and that you have a warrior fighting for you in a realm you cannot yet see. The four walls of your room have become the temple where this unholy pact seeks its nightly offering. The night is when the veil between the worlds is thinnest, and it is when you are at your most vulnerable. As you lay down to sleep, the energy of the pact concentrates around you. The shadow draws near. This is why your sleep has been restless, why you wake up feeling more tired than when you went to bed. It is the feeling of being watched, the subtle drop in temperature, the creak in the floorboards that sounds too intentional to be the house settling. Your room, your sacred space of rest and renewal, has been compromised. The entity tied to the pact gathers there, feeding on your unconscious fears and anxieties, reinforcing its hold on your life while your conscious mind is dormant. But tonight, this changes. Heaven is intervening directly. I am telling you now, with the full authority of the divine, that a sign is coming. You are to watch for it. It will not be ambiguous. It will be a clear, undeniable signal meant only for you, designed to shatter your doubt and prove that you are not alone in this fight. It may come as a vivid dream where your loved one from the other side gives you a clear message. It may be an anomaly of light in your room, a flicker, a ball of light, a flash from a device that is turned off. It may be a distinct sound that cuts through the silence, a knock, a whisper of your name that wakes you from your sleep. Do not be afraid. This sign is from the light. It is a divine marker, a breadcrumb of grace, intended to lead you out of the darkness. It is the physical proof that heaven has heard you and is actively working to set you free. Be awake in your spirit. Be ready. The sign is on its way. The signature on the pact that binds you was written with the ink of a trusted hand. Let the veil be torn away completely. The time for subtlety is over. The source of your suffering, the architect of this silent pact, is the very person your spirit has been recoiling from. The silent neighbor from Block 3 is the betrayer. This was not a random spiritual attack. It was a targeted act of spiritual treachery born from a heart poisoned by jealousy. They looked at your light, your potential, your joy, or your blessings, and instead of being inspired, they felt cheated. They coveted what God had given you, and they made a deal in the darkness to either steal it or extinguish it. This pact was their weapon. They may have done this consciously, seeking out dark rituals or speaking words of curse against you in secret. Or they may have done it unconsciously, through the sheer power of their obsessive, venomous envy, which acts as a powerful prayer to the forces of darkness. Every time you shared good news with them, their silent resentment fed the pact. Every time they offered you false sympathy for a struggle, they were secretly celebrating a victory for the shadow they invited into your life. The pact stipulated that your light would be siphoned to feed their lack, that your path would be blocked so that theirs might seem clearer. This is the ultimate betrayal, not by an enemy you can see, but by a Judas who shares your table. The pain of this truth is sharp, I know. It is a sword to the heart, but you must face it. Acknowledging this profound betrayal is not an act of vengeance. It is an act of liberation. You must see the truth to sever the tie. The power of the pact comes from its secrecy. By exposing it now in the light of this revelation, its foundations have begun to crumble. The betrayal is no longer invisible, and neither is your power to overcome it. The celestial trumpet has sounded its last note on this matter. The silence that follows is yours to fill. The revelation is now complete. You have been shown the truth. A pact was made in silence using your name. A shadow was sent to drain your light. A trusted person in your life was the agent of this betrayal. A beloved child or innocent soul was put in danger. A loved one in heaven has been fighting for you. A sign was promised to you in the night. All of this has been brought from the darkness into the divine light of your awareness. The secret is out. The power of the pact lay in its hidden nature, in your confusion, in your self-doubt. But now you have been armed with the most powerful weapon in the universe, truth. The shadow cannot survive in the light of this knowledge unless you allow it to. The betrayer's power over you is shattered the moment you decide it is. The choice is now yours. This is your moment of divine reckoning. Heaven has cleared the path and shown you the door, but you must be the one to walk through it. I, Michael, and the legions of heaven stand with you, our swords drawn. But you must give the command. You must wield your own spiritual authority. This is your life, your light, your destiny to reclaim. The time for weeping is over. The time for wondering is over. The time for war in the spirit has come. This was Archangel Michael's final revelation. No more waiting. No more signs. If your soul has received this truth, comment, "I break the pact," and share this light with another soul trapped in a silent battle. You have been warned. You have been armed. But what you do next will echo in heaven.